And we have our reporters continuously telling us and throwing light on the stellar career which Pranab Da had, and we again see dignitaries arrive at 10 Rajaji.
Well, Prime Minister Narendra Modi there and coming out to pay his tribute as well. Smita Prakash and Vijay Sardana are joining us here on the broadcast now. And Smita, if we talk about, and that is Venkaiah Naidu, the Vice President, who is also just reaching 10 Rajaji mark. Smita, you know, the close relationship that Prime Minister Modi shared with Pranab Mukherjee, because we have seen how involved a President Pranab Mukherjee have been. And the Prime Minister, while he was remembering Pranab Da, he has said that he will always cherish his interactions. And he was somebody who was admired across political spectrum and by all sections of society, and a guide and a mentor that Pranab Da had been to Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Yes, that's true. Both Prime Minister Modi and Pranab Mukherjee had deep respect for each other's qualities. As you mentioned, that Prime Minister Modi saw in and in Pranab Mukherjee kind of a father figure, a mentor of sorts in politics, in administration. And he's mentioned this several times when he took over as Prime Minister in 2014, when he said he was new to Delhi, and it was Pranab Mukherjee, new in the sense that Mr. Modi had been in Delhi but not been in Parliament. He learnt a lot about how Parliament functions, how administration has to be done from Delhi from Pranab Mukherjee. There was a deep respect that both of them had for each other, and that's the what should I say, a speciality of Pranab Mukherjee, which Mr. Modi learned a lot from him, I think, because Pranab Mukherjee was, as everybody says, he was one of the most outstanding politicians of our times. What else can you expect from a man who was 7-time MP and 2-time Prime Minister of India? So 2-time Prime Minister of India that India never had, excuse me. I mean, everybody knows that he was so close to that chair of Prime Ministership, but he never became Prime Minister. I mean, Mr. Modi understood what ambition could achieve and could not achieve in politics. Imagine that a person who was in the landscape of the Parliament from 1969 to 2012 and have an encyclopedic knowledge of not just Parliament and the parliamentary system that we had, but also of politics in India. And then too, in 2012, it wasn't as if he was benched. He was sent to Rashtrapati Bhavan. So his acceptability transcended not just the Congress party, it transcended the Congress party into other political parties as well. He was a staunch congressman, no doubt, but he was Indira Gandhi's wingman for 2 decades. He was actively involved even during emergency, but he was unapologetic about his role during those dark years. But did that make him unacceptable to the BJP, to the Samajwadi Party? No, they kind of respected him despite what he did during emergency. So, he was, and then if you see the Gandhi family, he was Indira Gandhi's wingman, as I mentioned, but he was also indispensable to Rajiv Gandhi. And this is despite the fact that Pranab Mukherjee is supposed to have thought himself as a perfect prime ministerial candidate after Mrs. Gandhi died. And there were many in the Congress party who warned Rajiv Gandhi at that time to keep Pranab away from the scene because he was too close to the Prime Minister's chair. And then he even split with the Congress party. And yet Rajiv Gandhi let bygones be bygones and have Pranab back because he was so indispensable to running the administration as far as the Congress party is concerned. So he was back with Rajiv Gandhi. Then what happened? Even when Rajiv Gandhi died, it was Pranab Mukherjee who was senior most. Maybe Sonia Gandhi could have picked him. She didn't. She picked Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was junior to Pranab Mukherjee. Did Pranab Mukherjee harbor ill feelings? He must have been hurt even then because it was his second chance to be Prime Minister of this country and he was sidelined. which even Dr. Manmohan Singh acknowledged. But did Pranab Mukherjee harbor ill feelings? No, he didn't. He was an impeccable minister in Dr. Manmohan Singh's cabinet, just like he was with Narasimha Rao, like he was with Rajiv Gandhi. He even prevailed, and then then came the next step, which was when he was supposed to be sent as president to Rashtrapati Bhavan. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi's first choice was Hamid Ansari. It was then that the socialist parties prevailed upon Mrs. Gandhi, the allies, to say that no, it was Pranab Mukherjee. How many times can you keep this man away from what he deserved? And he had to go as Supreme Commander to Rashtrapati Bhavan. There were many occasions when Pranab Mukherjee had difference of opinion, but that was the greatness of his political acumen, that he went beyond that. He went to the RSS headquarters. That was something that, many people can learn even in the Congress party, that you can have difference of opinion and yet have cordial relationship with other politicians, with colleagues from other political parties. He was somebody who was the rightful
of political
heir to
untouchability
so many
that Pranab Da did not practice, and he was well respected in all different political spectrum, and that is the point that Smita has been raising. Smita, let me also go across to Vijay Sardana, who is joining us on the broadcast. Vijay ji, if we talk about Pranab Mukherjee, he was considered a top-notch finance minister. He held that office multiple times, first time under Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, then under Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. The only finance minister to be present there to present the budget during the pre- and the post-liberalized India. And the economic achievements that the feat that Pranab Mukherjee has received is something which is well etched in history.
Absolutely. I think if you look into the Indian political history or economic history post-independence, I think he was one of the most competent minister we ever had. With 45 years track record of political life, handled various portfolios. In 1984, he was just as the best finance minister in the world. Think of a situation when India was going through crisis and he was steering through. And that led to in 91 as a political reform, economic reforms in the political systems. Now look at that scenario. The foundation of reforms which Manmohan Singh carried forward, the foundation was laid by Mr. Pranab Mukherjee. After that, Mr. Narasimha Rao and Mr. Manmohan Singh took it forward. So one has to look at very, very clearly the person who understands Indian social behavior, political system and economic needs. Imagine a condition before BJP came into power in 2014, prior to that in UPA 1 and UPA 2, virtually every group of ministers was chaired by Mr. Pranab Mukherjee. What this indicates? That there was no other Sankat Mochan in the political spectrum of India, especially Congress party, who can steer through. After, when he elevated to the President House, who was guiding Congress? Imagine. Today, what is the state of Congress? So you can understand very, very well that a man with 45 years experience, first-hand handling of crisis, was steering through the India's grand old party. So you cannot measure his contribution just by words or, in a few days. One has to virtually study in the crisis situation in 45 years, how he steered, how he managed the political sides, how he managed the opposition, how he managed his own political interest in his own party. During Rajiv Gandhi time, all those insecure Congress people wanted that Pranab Mukherjee should be sidelined. And he was done by, sidelined by Rajiv Gandhi. But what happened? Soon he realized that simply you cannot sideline a talent, a competent person. Because that was the only reason that all the majority of Rajiv Gandhi, which is landslide majority in Indian political history, ultimately he had to bring back Pranab Mukherjee into Congress. So this says a lot about Mr. Pranab Mukherjee. And we must understand that we need such people now in this country, those who can steer Indian politics, Indian economy, who understands all dimensions. He was a foreign minister, he was defense minister, he was a trade minister, commerce minister, industry minister, finance minister, you name it. Today what India needs? Today India needs a good economy
We need good industrial policy. We need a good trade and commerce policy. We need a good foreign policy. Pranab Mukherjee was blend of all in one. And that is why when Mr. Modi says that he was relying on Pranab's experience and wisdom, he's not wrong. He's very, very clear that when he looks around as Prime Minister in India, and he looks around, who is the right person to give insight and advice how to run
Absolutely,
this country.
because we cannot forget the picture when Prime Minister Modi was touching the feet of Pranab Da